Hey everybody, I am finishing cutting off some corn off the cob that I picked up today at our favorite little grocery store up the road. It's kind of like it's Paul's farmer's market or farmer store. I don't know, it's Paul's. It's been in Louisville forever and it's a Louisville favorite, and so we've learned about this and Daryl and I go there quite often. It's little and quaint. You can get in and out quickly, and they have fabulous produce. It's almost like, gosh, being at a farmer's market, except it's a little grocery store. So I'm finishing up cutting off some corn, and I've shared with you before, I always lay it down on my board. I cut the bottom so you have a flat piece to work with, and then I just go around and cut the sides off. It's easier for me this way. I used to do it standing up. I would stand up the cob and do this, and that's just too dangerous. This is much better, and then you don't have corn all over your kitchen. So this works. So let me tell you what I'm doing tonight. I am doing several different things. So it's kind of a 2-for-1 in a video, and it's hard to do because I have to prep a lot of it because I don't want you on here for 45 minutes going, oh my gosh, when is she going to get to the finished product? So let me tell you what I'm doing. 2 things. One, I'm making a corn and avocado salad. And so I am searing the corn for just a few minutes to just kind of cook it a little bit. There's lots of different ways you can cook the corn. You can boil it, throw it on the grill, whatever. I like it in my iron skillet, so I'm going to do that for just a few minutes. Then I'll put it in the bowl and I'll add the rest of the ingredients. Tomato, avocado, a little bit of basil. You could use basil or cilantro. Tonight I'm using basil. And then a little simple vinaigrette dressing, and I'll tell you how to make that. So I'm going to go ahead and get the corn into my iron skillet. And while I'm doing this, I'll tell you what I'm doing next. How many of you know some picky eaters out there? Well, I happen to know a few. And one of them is my niece's husband, Thomie. And so he's been watching my videos, and he's been, calling me and saying, when are you going to put something like chicken tenders or something like that I eat. So I'm doing chicken fingers for him. This is for you, Thomie. It's all for you. So get your kids in the kitchen. This is something fun they can do, and all kids love chicken fingers. This is a simple, relatively simple meal, and you can throw together in no time. It does need to marinate for just a few minutes, and I marinate. I've got some chicken down here. I don't know that you can see that, but it's down here in a baking dish with some half and half and lemon juice, some other seasonings. I'm afraid if I tell you too many seasonings, Thomie will hear this and he'll think I'm trying to make him eat healthy, and he won't eat it. So we're going to leave that out. I'll post the recipe for those that want it. Some seasonings, milk, lemon juice. That's marinating for about 30 minutes. And while this comes up to, let me show you what's down here. This is our dry ingredients. So I have a little bit of panko, flour, garlic powder, salt, pepper, and a tiny bit of oregano for flavor. Now, oregano is one of those spices that the dried oregano is better. It's very strong, so you have to be very careful. So it has a little bit of dried oregano in it, just about a half a teaspoon, so not a whole lot. So we'll mix that up in a minute. And then once it finishes marinating, we're going to dip it into the flour and panko mixture, and we're going to fry it up in the iron skillet. So I bought these little, they're sold in the grocery store, so you don't have to, if you don't want to handle chicken and take chicken breast and dice them up, you don't have to. They make the little cutlets, little chicken fingers for you, and they sell them relatively inexpensive. So they're perfect for tonight. So while this finishes, and this won't take very long, but I love to use my iron skillets any chance I get. I was having a conversation actually with a friend over the weekend about my iron skillets, and yes, I'm one of those. We go on vacation, I take my iron skillet with me, because I love to cook on vacation, and so I like to have the things that I'm used to, and my iron skillet is one of them. I've shared with you before. They're meaningful to me, and I love them on my stove, and I just think they're a fabulous way to cook your certain items, and so we're doing that tonight. So I have two of them, one for the corn, which won't take long, and then one for the chicken. But I want to share with you, I sent a video out yesterday talking about pairing wines. And I'm gonna do that. I've read your comments, and some of you have sent me some private messages. And I'm super excited about that. I love that. I love to talk about wine. I love Napa Valley. It's one of Daryl and I's favorite place to go and visit. I picked up a wine that I have never tried. I know. I picked it up today at Liquor Barn. It's called Outlier. I think that's how it's pronounced. Pinot Noir. And very reasonable, $12, Liquor Barn. It is delicious. It's a light, so if you are new to reds and you're afraid to go to the Merlot or Cab or anything darker or heavier than that, this is a very light Pinot Noir that is, Daryl and I were smelling it and tasting it, and we were asking each other what we tasted, and berries, a little bit of vanilla. It's fabulous, and it's a great value, and it is going to go wonderful with our chicken. We do not make chicken fingers very often. In fact, I can't even remember the last time I made them. I think probably when my kids were little, but we're making them tonight, and I'm a little excited about it because Tommy's going to be thrilled. He's going to be so excited that I'm doing this dish for him. I wish he was here with us, he and Morgan, but they're not, and so I will make this for him again soon, I'm sure. But back on the wine. So, and I also had another conversation with a friend that wasn't very familiar on how to pronounce the Pinot Noir, and so one of the things, if you can't pronounce it or you don't know how it's pronounced, I was giving her I have to visualize things too. And if you would visualize just that it's spelled, of course it's spelled Noir, but if you visualize Nwor or AR, then it rolls, noir. And so she finally got it. And I was like, well, that's awesome. So now you know how to pronounce it. And you know how to drink it. So it's wonderful. It's a great combination of fruits and tannins, and it's just a great wine. So I've got that poured, and the corn is cooking nicely. My chicken is marinating. We're going to put it in the flour and panko mixture in just a few minutes and put it in that other, I just lost my thought, the other iron skillet, and it's going to all come together fabulous. So I'll be sure and post the recipe. I hope you're having a great Sunday, and see you soon.